show you how to make my pan-seared chicken in a peach cream sauce. Delicious, I might say so myself. First, we're going to start with our ingredients. For this, we're going to have to use a little hot pepper sauce, some garlic, some coconut, some ginger. We're going to use some salt, some green onions, some red onions, some fresh coconut milk, or a can will do, and some cumin, and some peaches, some apricot preserve, as well as the famous, the lovely, the delicious Philly cream cheese, and some butter. And here we have our thinly sliced chicken breast. We're going to start with seasoning our chicken. We have 1/2 tablespoon of cumin. We're going to sprinkle that across, and this is about 6 thinly sliced chicken breasts. We're going to sprinkle that across there. We're also going to use 1/4 cup of coconut milk. We're going to spread that on there. Okay. 1/2 tablespoon of hot pepper sauce. Going to sprinkle that on our chicken. A teaspoon of salt. 1 tablespoon of coconut. We're going to sprinkle that there. What we're going to do with this mix, we're going to make sure that it gets into our chicken very well. It's kind of messy. Your hands are going to get all wet up, but it's okay. It's going to be quite delicious. You just want to make sure that all of the coconut and all of the pepper sauce and the cumin gets on just every piece of chicken. Okay? And once we do that, we're going to cover this up and place it in the refrigerator for about 10-15 minutes at the most. Now we're going to prepare our cream sauce. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with 1/2 cup of finely chopped red onions. We have about a teaspoon of canola oil in our pan. Our pan is quite hot now, so we're going to go ahead and put our onions in there. Okay, as you can see, our onions are getting a little translucent, a little brown. What we're going to do now, we're going to add, we have a teaspoon of chopped garlic, a teaspoon of fresh ginger. We have a tablespoon of coconut. We're going to add that to the mix here. And right now our eye is like on a medium high. We're going to bring it right on down to medium. And if you can smell that, it just smells so delicious with the ginger and the onions and that coconut. We can get a nice close-up. You can see how everything blends together with the coconut and the ginger and the onions. To this, we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of curry. 1 tablespoon of cider vinegar. Yeah, there we go. Of apricot preserve. And once you add your apricot preserve, you can go ahead and turn it down to a medium low. One-fourth cup of our coconut milk. This is actually fresh coconut milk. If you can use canned coconut milk, that's fine, which is a little thicker. You can use canned coconut milk. We have a little mess here. Let me clean that up. Sometimes when you're in the kitchen trying to get your fixings on, you make a little splash every now and again, but it's okay. You just get your cloth and you clean it up. Okay, now I've added my coconut milk. I'm going to turn it back up to a medium high to cook some of that liquid out just a little bit. Okay. And since we're pan searing, what we're going to be doing today, you want to make sure when you pan sear that you have a nice pan for your chicken that you can actually get really, really hot without burning the pan. And if you don't happen to have, if you already have chicken breast at home and you don't have, the regular size chicken breast, you don't have thinly sliced, you can feel free to just slice your full size chicken breast. And I happen to run into a recipe. And I remember when I was watching Paula give us some tips on what to do when we are trying to come up with recipes. So I saw this recipe and it had a peach chutney sauce. So I thought, that would be good to make that a peach cream sauce on that chicken. So that is what I'm doing today. Now, as you can see, it's been cooking for about 2 minutes as I turned it up. About a minute and a half, actually. And you can see it's coming to a slight boil, which is good. 2.5 ounces of the delicious star of the show, cream cheese. And this is just plain Philadelphia cream cheese. You're going to mix that in. Doesn't that look so delicious? Those onions and that fresh ginger and fresh garlic. A little bit, you can see it's coming to a slight boil. So now we're going to go ahead and turn it back down to medium low. Okay? You don't want it to cook too fast. You don't want it to burn. You just want it to come to a whole peach. This peach has been chopped up finely. We're going to add that to our mix here and mix that in. Okay. You're going to mix that in. And now that you've mixed your peaches in, you can actually turn this off. Just one whole green onion, one scallion. We're going to add that. Those slices are thinly sliced, okay? And I just cannot wait to get ready to have some of this deliciousness. I'm going to add just a little bit of cilantro to this. That our pan is really hot, so I'm just going to test it with some water. And if it pops up around and moves up, you see that? It pops and moves around, it's hot. So what we're going to do is, because we're searing it, we're going to go ahead and move it. We're going to move it off our eye. We're going to take our butter. And instead of using a whole tablespoon of butter for each instance, then I'm going to cut this in half with my spatula. And I'm going to put that in. Put that in my pan. It's moving around. I want to hurry up and place my chicken in the pan on top of that butter. I'm going to do that again until I get all of it in here. We don't want our butter to burn, so you have to move kind of fast. Place the other in there. So on. We have all of the chicken that we can stand. Okay, what we're going to do, our chicken is done now. We're going to turn this off and go ahead and take some of that delicious chicken onto our plate. It doesn't really take very long to cook. So once you have your delicious pan-seared chicken, we're going to go ahead and get some of that delicious. Now we have this delicious peach cream sauce. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put a nice bit onto our chicken. You don't have to be, you can be generous with your sauce, okay? And you can see the cilantro and the green onions. And we're going to add a little rice to this here. Ready for the people, 'cause I like to make it nice and pretty for the people. All right, and here you go. Here is your pan-seared chicken with a peach cream sauce. I'm going to go ahead and sit down and enjoy some of this deliciousness, and I will see you again next time.